Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, Writing Practices. In today's video, we are going to learn how to write a New Zealand visitor visa invitation letter, step by step. If you are inviting your family member, friend or relative to visit New Zealand, this letter is one of the most important supporting documents for their visitor visa application. It helps Immigration New Zealand understand who is inviting the visitor, what the purpose of the visit is, where the visitor will stay, how the trip will be funded, and whether the visitor has genuine reasons to return to their home country after their visit. In this video, I will guide you through each section of the letter, so you know how to write properly. Check this out. Sender's information. The first part of the letter is the sender's information, which is the host's personal details. Here is an example. Michael Thompson, 24 Oakridge Avenue, Mount Eden, Auckland 1024, New Zealand. Phone +64 2145 6789. Email michael.thompson@email.com. Immigration New Zealand needs to know that the host is a real person living in New Zealand and can be contacted if additional information is needed. The address confirms where the visitor will stay if accommodation is being provided. Make sure all details are accurate and match any supporting documents such as utility bills, tenancy agreements, or proof of residence. Date. After the sender's information, write the date. The New Zealand standard format is day, month, year. For example, May 1st, 2026. Always make sure the date matches the timing of the visa application. Recipient details. Next, write the recipient information. You will write Immigration New Zealand, Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. New Zealand. This is the official immigration authority responsible for processing visitor visa applications. Including the correct recipient shows professionalism and ensures your letter is directed to the right department. It tells the visa officer immediately that this letter is specifically prepared for immigration purposes and is not just a casual personal invitation. Subject line. Now write the subject line. Example: subject invitation letter for visitor, visa application for Sarah Johnson. The subject line helps the immigration officer instantly understand the purpose of the document. It creates clarity and ensures the letter is associated with the correct applicant. Always include the visitor's full legal name exactly as it appears on their passport. This avoids confusion and helps match the letter to the visa application file. Salutation. Next comes the salutation. Write, Dear Visa Officer. This is the professional and standard greeting used for immigration correspondence. Even if you do not know the name of the specific officer reviewing the application, this is the correct formal way to begin. It shows respect and keeps the letter professional. Opening paragraph. This paragraph introduces the visitor and clearly states the purpose of the letter. It gives Immigration New Zealand essential identifying details such as the visitor's full name, date of birth, passport number, travel dates. Example: I am writing to formally invite Sarah Johnson, born on the 14th of August 1994, passport number UK 4589231, to visit me in New Zealand for a temporary stay from July 15th, 2026 to August 15th, 2026. These details allow immigration officers to verify the identity of the applicant and ensure consistency with the visa application documents. The travel dates also demonstrate that the visit is temporary, which is a major requirement for visitor visa approval. Host introduction and immigration status. The next paragraph explains who you are and your legal status in New Zealand. Example: my name is Michael Thompson, and I am currently residing at 24 Oakridge Avenue, Mount Eden, Auckland 1024. I am a New Zealand citizen. I have enclosed a copy of my New Zealand passport as proof of my immigration status. This section is extremely important because Immigration New Zealand must verify that the person issuing the invitation is legally residing in New Zealand. Without this confirmation, the invitation may not carry enough credibility. The supporting documents you mention here should always be attached. These documents prove that you are legally allowed to reside in New Zealand and are capable of hosting the visitor. Purpose of the visit. Next, explain why the visitor is coming. It can be tourism, visiting family, attending a family event, spending holidays, or other purposes. Example: The purpose of this visit is to allow Sarah Johnson to spend family holidays with me and explore New Zealand as a tourist. During her stay, Sarah Johnson will be staying with me at my residence, located at 24 Oak Ridge Avenue, Mount Eden, Auckland 1024. This section gives immigration officers a clear understanding of the visit. It answers two very important questions. Why is the visitor coming? Where will they stay? Providing this information reduces uncertainty and helps establish that the trip is genuine. It also strengthens the application by showing that accommodation arrangements have already been made. Relationship to the visitor. Now explain your relationship with the visitor. Example: my relationship to the visitor is sister, and we have known each other for our entire lives. This section matters because Immigration New Zealand wants to understand the connection between the host and visitor. A clear relationship makes the invitation more credible. If the relationship is close and well established, it helps support the authenticity of the visit. Be honest and specific. Financial arrangements. This is one of the most important sections. You must choose only one option, depending on who is funding the trip. Option 1. Full sponsorship by host. You will write, "I will be fully responsible for all expenses related to Sarah Johnson's visit to New Zealand, including accommodation, meals, local transportation, and daily living costs." This option is used when the host is covering everything. It is important because it reassures immigration officers that the visitor will not face financial hardship during the trip. If using this option, include proof of financial capacity, such as bank statements or employment evidence. Option 2. Partial sponsorship by host. You will write, "I will provide accommodation and local support during visitors' full name's stay in New Zealand." The visitor will personally cover their international airfare, travel insurance, and personal expenses. This option is suitable when costs are shared. It clearly defines who is responsible for which expenses. This helps immigration officers assess whether the visitor has sufficient financial support. Option 3. Self-funded visitor. You will write, "Visitor's full name will independently finance their entire trip to New Zealand, including airfare, accommodation, travel insurance, and daily expenses. My role is solely to provide this invitation in support of their visa application." This option is used when the visitor is paying for everything. It is important because it clarifies that the host is only providing the invitation, not financial sponsorship. The visitor must then provide strong financial evidence in their own application. Return assurance. Next, confirm that the visitor intends to return home. Example: I can confirm that Sarah Johnson intends to return to the United Kingdom before the expiry of her authorized stay, as she has ongoing employment commitments with her company in London. This section is extremely important because visitor visa approval depends heavily on proving temporary intent. Immigration officers must be satisfied that the visitor will leave New Zealand before their visa expires. Mentioning strong ties to the home country helps reassure them. Formal request. Now make your formal request. This is the official request section. It clearly states what you are asking immigration authorities to approve. Example: I respectfully request that you grant Sarah Johnson a New Zealand visitor visa to enable this visit. Without this direct request, the letter can feel incomplete. Contact availability. Next, write, "Should you require any additional information or supporting documentation, please do not hesitate to contact me." This shows your willingness to cooperate with immigration authorities. It strengthens the credibility of the letter because it demonstrates transparency. It tells the visa officer that you are available to verify details if needed. Closing. Now finish professionally. Then leave space for your signature if printed. Example: yours faithfully, Michael Thompson. This is the correct formal closing for official New Zealand correspondence. It keeps the letter respectful and professional. If submitting a printed version, always sign above your typed name. Before submitting the invitation letter, double-check everything. Before submitting, make sure all names, passport numbers, addresses, and travel dates match the visitor's official documents exactly. Attach all supporting documents mentioned in the letter, such as proof of immigration status, proof of address, and financial evidence if sponsorship is involved. Accuracy is extremely important because even small inconsistencies can delay visa processing or create unnecessary questions. That's how to write a New Zealand visitor visa invitation letter step by step. I hope this tutorial helps you create a professional and effective invitation letter for Immigration New Zealand. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who may need it, and subscribe to Writing Practices for more professional writing guides and document templates. And remember, good writing creates strong applications. See you in the next video.